And here we have Musket Battles Brigade Scale, the Battle of Antietam. Now when I'm playing Brigade Scale, one thing I want to be sure and do, me personally when I play, is not maneuvering them around like a fireworks display where each brigade runs around like their own little commando unit. This is essentially a corps level game. You move and fight as corps. This is just something to watch for as I play. Turn 1, early morning. Union artillery here and here open up on the Confederates opposite the southern bridge, with little discernible effect. The rest of the artillery is moved into position. Second Corps advances.
Jackson's artillery fires.
On the Union troops it sees advancing. The cannonballs seem to pass harmlessly over their heads. Union cavalry. Longstreet's artillery fires at nearby Union troops. The forward Union elements are chased off the hill. 5th Corps uses a ford to cross the Antietam. And now it's mid-morning. Hooker repositions Doubleday's division and positions Ricketts' division behind the Ground Squirrel Church. Porter's 5th Corps advances, but stays out of the field of fire. And Sumner's Corps starts the battle in earnest. And the Union artillery opens fire. Firing from the hilltops, they drive the Southern troops out of the sunken road. Longstreet reorders his line. Mansfield's 12th Corps crosses the Antietam and lines up behind Sumner's reserve line. Jackson's artillery is sighted in and fires again. This time with success. As a side note, you might wonder why I don't jump out and flank this lone attacking unit. But of course, that's what the Union troops would love. They would break up their line and expose their flanks. Well, that would be alright. The line holds tight right where it is. This is Burnside's 9th Corps. Burnside's 9th Corps has no orders to attack. This early, this soon. They hold their position. Combat on Jackson's line, south of the West Woods. The Green Union troops were thrown back, but at a horrible cost. And now it's late morning. Stuart's cavalry responds. Jackson recalls D.H. Hill's division back to his main line. And now Hooker hits Jackson's line between the hill and the West Woods. And he asks Meade's division to remove the artillery from the hill. And again, the Union artillery fires, driving Longstreet's artillery from the hill. And then the rest of the Union artillery hits the Confederate line north of Sharpsburg, throwing the Confederate line into disarray. And then McClellan, from the hill on the Antietam Creek, signals Porter to break through the line. The Lion of Antietam complies.
And Franklin's 6th Corps
races up the Burnsboro Turnpike just in time. Feeling his time is ripe, Sumner sends his entire 2nd Corps against Jackson's line. And finally, Longstreet responds. He unpacks bags on Harper's Ferry Road. And the Union assault begins in earnest. Porter's Corps has thrown back Jackson's line. Though they're thrown back from the West Woods, there's another hole in Jackson's line. Now Hooker's 1st Corps attack. North of the West Woods, the Confederate line holds. But south of the West Woods, things are not so comfy. Mid-afternoon, when will A.P. Hill arrive? Sumner pushes through the hole he's created. Mansfield's 12th Corps moves forward to back him up. Union artillery on the hill opens up on the Confederates opposite them. Driving them off the hill, they run into more Union troops. They are eliminated. Artillery fires on the troops in front of Sharpsburg. To no effect. Artillery on the south side positions itself across the southern bridge. Franklin's 6th Corps forms up across the Antietam. With bags unpacked, much of Longstreet's line recovers. He sends Whiting's brigade racing through Sharpsburg to hit the Union line. Porter's 5th Corps responds. Stuart moves to stem the blue tide. And finally, Burnside releases the dogs of war. Pleasanton and his cavalry move forward. Hooker's Corps drives forward. And now Jackson deftly responds. And he hopes Ewell's men and the artillery can hold out north of the West Woods. And of course, AP Hill's division comes racing on, and the two lines erupt, starting below the southern bridge. On the West Woods, Lawton's brigade of Ewell's division went down, but not with taking everyone with them. They did not go easily into that long good night. But Jackson's line is in a shambles. How shall he recover? But the South is certainly not out of it yet. AP Hill's division has shown up fresh, and Longstreet's corps is in good shape. And now it's late afternoon. There are only 3 turns left. Turn 6, dinner time. Pleasanton's cavalry makes a charge. Lee sends out orders to form a new line south and west of Sharpsburg. He reforms his line, but he cautions Lee that he's already unpacked bags. He adjusts his artillery position on the hill so they don't get too cut off by the bags. Burnside focuses his attack on the left. Stuart positions his cavalry to delay the Union right. Second Corps presses forward. Hooker's First Corps does not relent. Hooker unpacks bags behind the West Wood. Porter's 5th Corps moves within range of the bags. Jackson has AP Hill form a line west of Sharpsburg and then pulls his troops back. Franklin's 6th Corps joins the fight, and Mansfield's 12th Corps menaces the cavalry. Late afternoon combat, starting at Snavely's Ford. With light losses, the outflanked Southerners pull back. Walker's division holds a line and Burnside's men are driven back. Having performed their duties, Stuart's cavalry falls back. Now the bags are somewhat exposed, but not undefended. It's early evening. Again, Stuart's cavalry holds the advance. Union artillery fires on Walker's men, driving them back. First Corps advances. Burnside's 9th Corps drives forward. Second Corps attacks the Confederate line just west of Sharpsburg. And now Jackson responds. Kemper falls back, and the Southern artillery opens up on the Union troops crossing the southern bridge, driving them back. The brigade in front of Toombs' brigade was destroyed. Now the flank attack on Toombs. Both brigades have seen too much action and are exhausted. And here we have it. We're at last effort of the evening. First drawn is Sumner's corps, and Sumner has no blocks left. His corps is completely wiped out. Feeling lonely, he goes over and joins Hooker. Hooker sees nothing but cavalry in front of him. He slowly advances forward and sends his green troops back to the bags. Next is Longstreet. Longstreet's artillery fires one last time, hurrying along a brigade that belongs to Burnside. Burnside, his corps destroyed, crosses back over the Antietam. Mansfield forms up a line for the evening. Franklin's corps forms a line to the Antietam. Pleasanton joins Mansfield and gathers his cavalry around him. Porter's 5th Corps forms a ready reserve in the sunken road. Longstreet's corps reforms, and Stuart centers his cavalry around him. Now, does the South retreat, or do they think they destroyed more of the Northern Army? They're gonna hold, and now we tally up points. Well guys, this is close. Lee destroyed 20 points worth of green troops, 18 points worth of veterans,
and 12 points worth of elites, for a total of 50 points.
Now McClellan destroyed 4 points of detachments, 21 points worth of veterans, and 24 points worth of elite dragoons and artillery, for a total of 49 points.
So 50 to 49.
That is really close. At this point, I'm inclined to say nobody won. Nobody can claim a victory at Antietam. Nevertheless, good game. I hope you enjoyed this game. It was close. It was a knife fight in a telephone booth. And I did this one purely narrative style. If you're wondering how the system works, below I've got a link to my video on a quick and dirty guide to musket battles. Thank you. Please like and subscribe.